why in the world would Johann Sebastian Bach compose one movement right here and then all the way at the very end use the exact same music? On Saturday, April 12th, the Longmont Symphony Orchestra is going to be performing Bach's Mass in B minor with our friends at the Boulder Chorale. It is a massive undertaking of a massive work that took the great composer 25 years to compose. Now, usually I don't talk about the form of a work. However, I thought in this instance, it's worth talking about the form because I think it informs the listener's enjoyment of this performance. First of all, I should say this entire visual aid represents the 2 hours that it takes to perform the B minor Mass. It starts with this section, which goes from the Kyrie to the Cum Sancto. That takes about an hour or so to perform. Then the second section is what's called the Credo, and it begins at the green and it ends at this green. The third section is very short. It's just this one little 5-minute movement called the Sanctus, and then the final 5 movements are the fourth section of the work. So what is form in music? Form in music is all about balance. So let's begin with the Credo section, the section that begins with the green and ends with the green. What's interesting is that it's actually a palindrome. If you look carefully, there are 2 choral movements. The green is the choral movements, and there are 2 green choral movements on this side. Then there is a blue dot, which is a solo movement. And on this side, there's a solo movement, then a choral movement, and a choral movement, and then the choral movement in the middle. Now the X is the movement called the crucifixion. And so all of these movements, the palindrome of this section, is kind of showing us that the crucifixion, or the X movement, is the center. And very few people really understand why it was that Bach chose to put one movement here and end it with the exact same music. What's interesting is that there are 10 movements, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 movements on this side of the crucifixion. And over here, we have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have 10 movements on this side. So everything is framing that this is the central movement of the work. Now, the problem, of course, is, but what about these movements? What's the point of having those movements that then make this off-center? Well, as I said, form is about balance, and maybe what we're doing is we're not looking at it quite the right way. So let's see if we can change our orientation and look at it in a different light. So now that we've changed the orientation of the work, maybe we can begin to look at the balance. So as I've said, the X that marks the spot, this is the crucifixion, and everything is pointing to that being the center. And when form is about balance, it made me realize that maybe what we need to do is keep this balanced, and then we can really see the form of the piece. It's a cross. And like anyone who wears a cross around their neck, what you know is that this is an expression of faith. I hope that you'll consider joining me for some of my talks where I delve even deeper into the work of Johann Sebastian Bach. It's called Cracking the Code to Bach's Mass in B minor. I hope to see you there.